All right. I think it's time for us to start. Warm welcome to my Notion Quick Start training. I'm so excited for us to finally get started here. This is going to be an intensive but awesome session to get you started on Notion in just 60 minutes. All right, let's start here. I will first quickly introduce myself before we go into the actual content of the training. So I'm Taina Pereenniemi, the founder and CEO of the number one rated Notion certified consultancy worldwide. We have a small team that specializes in helping coaches and consultants organize all their work and information in one place using personalized management systems built on Notion. This way, our clients are able to focus on making more money, growing their business and their team without all the chaos and overwhelm. To make sure that you're in the right room, let me first ask you a quick question. Do any of these ring true to you? Do you sometimes feel like your work and your leads, clients, and other infos are all over the place in various documents, notes, apps, or in your head? Well, this is something we will be focusing on solving here with Notion. Also, you might be feeling overwhelmed with all the things that are demanding your attention, but find it hard to prioritize and delegate your things effectively. This is also something that will hugely be solved by having better systems in place, and something we will be working on. You might have already tried getting organizing using a tool like Trello, Asana, or ClickUp, which are also pretty good work management tools. But you might have felt like they didn't really fit for how you wanted to use them, or you just simply weren't able to stay committed and stick to using your system. Definitely common issues to have, but something that we can solve with a proper customized management system. And if you want to get immediately started on Notion, the number one all-in-one tool for managing a coaching or consulting business in one place, this is the training for you. We are going to get started during the next hour setting up your systems on Notion. So definitely great that you found your way into this training. And more concretely, here is what you can expect during this call. So I will start with a quick introduction to Notion so that you will understand what the tool is, you will understand what it's used for, and after that, we will be creating your account. So you don't already have to be a Notion user to be here, but we will help you step by step in creating your account. And after that, I will give you a tour of the key features of the tool so that you know how it works. And then we will follow up with a hands-on exercise so that you can play around with some things to get a better feel of how the tool works. After that, you will be setting up your first actual system on Notion. And to help you there, I will give you one free gift, some template that is going to be really helpful in taking a shortcut. And once we have set up your first system, then we will have a Q&A part. So I will be answering some questions that people have and making sure that you get help with those. Then, going back one step here still. Then after the Q&A, we will also be talking about the next steps to take from here. So what are the different ways that you can expand your system, continue to build in more things to make it even more comprehensive. So we will cover that as well. And here is some housekeeping rules. So first of all, give us your full attention. This is going to be an intensive session, and unless you're really focused, not trying to multitask something, you will be falling behind. So pay attention. Also, there's the link to the Q&A form. So go to tainapereenniemi.com/QA1, and there you will be able to submit your questions so that I can make sure to answer them. And make sure to stick until the end to receive a free Notion template that is going to be hugely helpful in getting started setting up your systems. All right, so let me first quickly introduce Notion to you if you haven't really been working with that tool before. So what is Notion? It is an app that can be used to manage almost any kind of information and work in one place. It brings together the capabilities of multiple apps like text editors, spreadsheets, task managers, etc. It allows you to build custom systems to unify information in one place. And it keeps information in databases, which is much more powerful than simple lists or spreadsheet documents. Finally, any database items can also be used as documents. So you can write in them, you can add images, you can add all sorts of multimedia to build out those documents. And Notion is a highly visual tool that has a customizable block structure. So it really allows you to build it out the way you like to use the tool. All right, so now we will actually start doing something together here. So take up your browser so that you can work with me to create your Notion account. And I will be showing you the step-by-step of how to get started here. All right, so now we will create your Notion account. To do that, go to notion.so. Notion.so on your browser and you will find Notion's front page. It might look slightly different for you based on where you're browsing from, but click on the button that says Get Notion Free or something similar. And then you have the option of signing up using your Google account or Apple account, but otherwise use your email. I'm going to use a temporary Taina testing@onmail.com like that. Click on continue with email, and then you will get a temporary sign up code that you should paste in the little box here. So wait until you receive it in your email and then paste it there. Okay, and okay, I will approve the cookies and let's wait again for this to load. Yes, so then Notion will ask you some questions. You can give yourself a name, and then here you will set your password. Okay, let's make it a bit more complex. I think now it's fine. Continue. And here I suggest that if you're just getting started with Notion, I suggest you choose for personal use, because that way you will not get 1,000 block limitation of free team plans, and you can test Notion out for free. So choose personal use, and then you can later upgrade it into a team version if you want to. So click here, and then, okay, I'm not going to join in any of these. I will just create a new workspace for myself. And once you create a new workspace, Notion will apply some pre-made templates to your workspace, and then you can decide either to just throw them into the trash to really start with an empty workspace, or keep them there, which is pretty handy if you want to have something to start playing around with to start, so you already have kind of a system in place. But yeah, that's how you set up your Notion account, and then we will move on. So hopefully everyone now has a Notion account to play with. Okay, so here we go. Now I'm going to give you a tour of the key features in Notion. All right, so here we are in my demo workspace. This is including already systems and templates that I use with my own clients, but they help me demo some of the key features here for you. And let me make myself a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay, so let's first start with the overall hierarchy in Notion. So on the very top level, we have workspaces, and if you click here, you will see the different workspaces that you're part of. Usually one company would have just one workspace. That is almost always the recommendation. So everything you do in your business, you should put into one workspace. And the name of that workspace you can see here on the top. Then under workspaces, we can store any number of pages. Everything you see here in the left side navigation menu is a page. And everything you also see here is a page, actually the same ones that are showing here. And then if you go inside any page, you can build it using Notion's blocks. So these things here are all blocks. And here I also have some blocks inside blocks that I've used to build this example dashboard here. If I go to this other page here, I can also see that I have some blocks here for a title or heading, a divider. Then I have a block for showing something from a projects database. So that is the basic hierarchy: workspace, page, block. Then this is the sidebar. This is where you can access the different pages in your workspace and also some other settings and features. So let me quickly explain what each of these is for. So this is the place where you switch between workspaces, and then there is search, and you can use this to find a specific item in your workspace, such as a person in my lead tracker. So I can search for him to easily find him. Then there is this updates menu where you will see any notifications about people commenting on something, people mentioning you, page activity, and so on. Then the settings and members is for, I will actually turn this one off now so that no one will accidentally join my workspace. But basically, yeah, this is where all the settings reside. On the top, you have your own account specific settings, and in the bottom, you will find settings applying to this specific workspace. For your own account, you can change things like your password, how you want dates and times to be localized, the language of Notion, your notification settings. Do you want email as well, or is it good to have them only inside Notion? Also set up some integrations and so on. Then here under the workspace settings, you can, for example, control who are the members of your workspace. You can upgrade to a paid plan to get more features and functionalities. Here you can see which pages in your workspace you have shared as websites with others, some security things and so on. Let me close up this now. Then, apologies. Then let's take a look at page structure. So let me open just some random page. Let me open this project here. This is also a page. So anything really in Notion, if you go inside any item in your database or create a new page, everything is stored inside, all the information you put inside a page. So here we have a page that is also a project. And as you can see about the structure, when we have a page, let me open it in as full page here. In the very top, you can see the breadcrumb menu showing where that page actually is stored in your Notion. This one is stored in a project database. Then you can see when it was edited. You have a button to share it with others. You have all your comments, updates, and you can add it to your favorites to make it show here in the favorites section of your workspace. Then you will find a menu that allows you to change some of the style here, customize what is visible on the page. I'm not going to go to all of these details, but just give you a quick overview. One important thing here is the page history. So occasionally you might mess up something and you want to go back. So depending on what plan you're on, you have a shorter or a longer history where you can go back and restore a version of your page. Then we have, you can delete the page, you can import stuff, export stuff, and so on. But here inside this actual page, on the top we have a cover image that gives some nice visual feel, and you can easily change it as well. Then these here are just an example. In your pages, these might be totally different, but basically this is the place where you have different properties for the page. So if it is a page that is in some Notion database, you can track certain properties like, I don't know, like responsible people or some key dates or some tags or etc. And those would show here on the top. And you could also hide them or make them, here actually, yeah. So you can also hide them if you don't want to see all of the properties here on the top. Then under the properties, you will find a section for adding comments if you have that enabled. So you can send comments to people working on that page. Then under that section, this is where you actually create the page contents. In this case, I have some linked database views that are showing information from other places. But let me open another page that is a little bit more regular structure. So here we have a marketing plan that is a page. We have the properties here, the comment section. And then this is where the actual document resides. So this is where you would go and type something to create the contents of the page. Now that we understand the page structure, let's play around a little bit more. So I will add now a new random page here, new page. So this is an empty page. And this is not in any database. That's why we don't see any kind of properties here under the title, but we can simply start creating content here. So now what I want to explain to you is how to work with the blocks in Notion to start constructing your page. So basically, whenever you are on any page in Notion, if you click on this little blue, sorry, not blue, but this plus sign here, you will get a list of different kinds of blocks that you can put onto your page. Another way to make the block list appear is through typing slash, which also gives you a list of blocks. And if you type something after the slash, it will automatically filter for the specific block you were looking for to make it quicker to add right kind of block there. But basically, by choosing some things here, you can start adding different elements onto your page to start building it out. So now I have some checkboxes, a heading, a table, a web bookmark. And you can easily arrange them. You can make them next to each other. You can drag stuff in different places here. You can choose multiple blocks at the same time and move them to a different place. And as you can see, this allows you to start building out your page structure just the way you want it to be. So it's really, really flexible. And you can, of course, also delete pages. And in some cases, you can modify some settings, such as their color, by clicking on this little handle on the left. Now that you understand how to create blocks and start rearranging them in Notion, let me go through some of the most important block types available. I'm now going to type slash to again open the menu of blocks. So let's start with basic blocks. Basic blocks include a simple text block, another page, which would get created here. And if I go back to the previous one, you can see it right here. So this way you can nest pages inside another. Then you have the to-do list I showed, different types, levels of headings, simple table, bulleted list, numbered lists, quotes, dividers, callouts. All of these are pretty fundamental basic blocks. This link to page allows you to link to another page inside Notion so that you don't need to find it elsewhere, but you can simply click on that to go there. Then we have some AI blocks. So if you subscribe to Notion AI, AI can help you do a whole lot of things like editing text, drafting outlines, proofreading and stuff. Then media blocks allow you to put images, bookmarks, video, audio, code, and files into your pages. Then this goes a little bit to the more advanced direction, but definitely the most powerful thing in Notion. So you can also add databases inside Notion anywhere you want to make it more dynamic and powerful. So that is also something you will find in the block menu. I will take a closer look at that with you a little bit later. In addition to databases and these AI blocks, we have other advanced blocks here. So some highlights include table of contents, buttons that allow running some automations, synced blocks that allow showing the same content in multiple places at the same time, automatically staying in sync, columns to create more structure like this here. And then you can use blocks to mention, add reminders, emojis, and then embeds allow you to put and show information from other tools inside your Notion. This general embed block allows you to embed views into a whole lot of different tools if you have an embed code available. And then you can integrate with Google Drive to show preview of your Google files, tweets, Google Maps, different kinds of, what do you call these? Flow charts and drawings in tools like Whimsical or Miro, PDFs, Loom videos. Also, you can easily sync cards from Trello and Asana into your Notion also, or show something from your team Slack here. No time to go through all of these, but basically it integrates with a lot of tools that you can natively embed in Notion to bring stuff from other tools also into one place in your system. Yeah, so really many options there. Then what else did I want to show you? Okay, let's talk a little bit about sharing and collaborating. Let me now delete this example I just created here, and I'm back to this demo workspace. So let's say I'm in this example resource organizer that I've built, and I have this marketing plan I've created. So I want to share this with someone who's collaborating with me on this. The way to share and collaborate with others is either you can invite them as member here so that they will get a wide access to anything you want in your workspace and have the full functionality of your workspace available. Or alternatively, if you don't want to pay for them as a member, you can always invite them as a free guest. And guests you can invite here from the top in the share menu. You simply type in your friend's or collaborating person's email here, and then choose the appropriate level of access, like that, and then invite them. And this is something that is important for you to pay attention to. So unless you click skip for now here, they will be added as a member to your workspace. So if you only want them to be a guest, make sure to click skip for now. Then another way you can have people share something with others is to go to this publish tab and click on publish. Now this will make the page live available on the web, and then you can choose whether the people will be allowed to edit it or comment, duplicate as template into their own workspaces and so on. But basically sharing through this link will make it possible for them to to access and work with you on the page. And anything you share like this will by default also give access to other pages nested inside the page you're sharing. All right, let me remove this person here and I'm back to normal. Now, let's talk a little bit about commenting, mentioning, and reminders. So if you have invited your team members, either as members or guests, to work with you, you may want to mention them like this, and then they would get a notification into their Notion inbox. You can also comment on anything like this, for example, and mention people there as well if you want. You can also add a reminder for a date, and in this case the person would get a reminder at that time on whatever you wherever you did that reminder. And yeah, But commenting makes it easy for you to have a conversation with your team members around the documents and stuff that you're working on. Then next I will show you my favorite feature in Notion, which is the databases. For that purpose, I'm going to go here and show you some example database I have. Let's take the lead tracker here. So this lead tracker you see here has a database here in the background that I've built here. So basically in this database, we're storing all the sales leads for this example workspace. And as you can see, databases allow us to organize information sharing similar attributes. So in this example, sales leads are sharing a lot of similar attributes. Each of them have a name. Each of them are linked to some offer that we're trying to sell. Each of them has a status. Each of them has how hot they are tracked here, a link to discussion, person in the sales team responsible for that lead, next follow-up date, value, probability of closing. This is already pretty complex. We have a lot of properties to track. But basically, whenever you have something you want to organize that shares similar kinds of attributes, it makes a whole lot of sense to turn it into a database. Databases are so much more powerful than just having some list of notes with people's names in a notebook or on a Notion page. And it is really a critical component of building an effective Notion workspace. And as I mentioned before, everything in Notion is essentially a page. So if I open this one example lead, I can see that here I also have a page and I can start typing some stuff for this particular page in my database. So yeah, these here are called properties. And then when you have any database anywhere in Notion, you can create different kinds of views of the same data. So this is actually one board view showing data in the lead tracker, filtered in a certain way. Then here we have also some views to the same data from the database. And if I wanted to, I could create additional views or modify the existing ones. So we have tables, boards, timelines, calendars, lists, and galleries available with very many different kinds of settings and filters and sorts that you can use. Then one final thing I want to mention that is a little bit more advanced about, or a couple of more advanced features about databases that can be really, really helpful in making the most out of your Notion. So let me go through a few of those. One is relations. So as we can see here, we have a relation. So this means that this database is connected to another database, in this case, an offer database. This is really a backbone for turning isolated databases or templates into an actual system where things are connected and kind of talking to each other. Another more advanced feature of Notion that is super useful to know about is database templates. Let me see if I have somewhere else actually an example of that. Let me go to the content planner. So basically, database templates allow us to have a predefined structure for creating a certain type of thing in your database. So in this case, we have a predefined structure for adding a YouTube video into your content planner. that's one thing you definitely want to look into when you start using databases. Mm, and finally, another thing are automations. So this is something relatively new in Notion that allows you to set up rules that when something occurs in this database, then another action happens. So this is really, really powerful as well and can help you automate and streamline workflows with your team. Okay, now we're going to move on to a hands-on exercise. All right, let me switch the page. Okay, let's do a little quick hands-on exercise based on the things we just learned. So now open the Notion workspace you previously created, and I will be guiding you through setting up a simple task manager on your own in your own workspace. So to do that, first, from the left-hand side, click on Add a Page to create a new page. Alternatively, you can click on New Page here. Then you can give your page a name, like Task Manager or Simple Task Manager. This is going to be so simple that you're probably not going to be using it. It's simply for exercise purposes. Now, you can actually click Enter here to simply create an empty page and type something here like, hi, I'm testing this now. So you see you can write there. And now we're going to add a simple, or not a simple, but we're going to add an actual database block here. So type slash and then database. And we're going to do, in this case, an inline database. Click on that. You can give it a name such as tasks. If anyone is not following along, let me show again. So on any new line, you type slash and database and choose inline database. All right, now you're hopefully following along. And what we're going to do next is add certain properties here. So let's now modify this name here and click on this and give it a name such as task. Then let's remove this property by clicking on it and clicking on delete property. We don't need that tags here. Okay, we're going to then add a simple status property here for each tasks. So now you have a very, very simple task manager where you can list the tasks and then you can give each a status. We could, of course, add due dates, we could add assignees, we could add all sorts of other properties as well. But let's keep it simple for now. Now let's work a little bit on creating a view. So I'm going to click plus here to create a new view. And we could do that as a list just to, well, yeah, we could do it as a board. So let's click on board and call it by status. And now we, in addition to this table, we have a by status view where you will see each of your tasks grouped by their status property. Hopefully you are able to follow along in this simple example here. And now let's move on. I will give you access to the free template I promised. Let me close this. All right. So as I promised, we will be setting up your first actual system in Notion right now. So what you need to do, I've tried to make it as easy and quick for you as possible. So you have here a bit.ly link that goes to a simple free lead tracker that I created for you. So type into your browser bit.ly/3n small r y 41p. I'll give you a moment to look at the link on the screen to make sure you get it right. So type that short bit.ly link into your web browser now that you have created your Notion account. So when you go to that link, you should find your way to this kind of page. This is the lead tracker, and in the top right corner it should say duplicate, which allows you to choose your workspace to duplicate this template into and start working with it. Let me still go back here. So here is the bit.ly link, go there, and then in the top right corner, click duplicate, choose the workspace we just created for you so that you will have your lead tracker ready. Next, I'm going to show you how you can modify the lead tracker to make it better fitted for your specific needs, because everyone's business is different. Everyone wants to track their leads in a different way. So now I am inside this same lead tracker that you should have inside your workspace, and I'm going to show you some of the basic things you might want to modify here. First of all, when you actually start using it, do start with this video that explains how the lead tracker works. But basically, the idea here is that you will have a board where you can see the steps of your sales process, and then you can add from this blue button new leads to your system, give them one of the statuses on the board, choose to add a hot lead or other tag, set up the follow-up date when you should follow up on the discussion with them, add the link, the URL to the DM or other conversation you're having, and then there is a field that automatically shows this overdue symbol when the lead needs to be contacted again. But so one thing you may want to change here is, of course, adding some extra properties if you want to be tracking something else. And also you might want to change these steps here. You can do that by modifying some of the existing steps by clicking on it, adding new ones by clicking on this plus sign here, and then dragging it into the appropriate place in your lead tracker. And this one we can delete here. And if you want, you can also start building a template for the leads so that you will have some sections such as sales call, notes, where you can automatically, when you use that template, it will automatically create that kind of structure inside your lead. But yeah, the most important thing most likely for you is to modify the steps here so that they make sense for your business. Yeah, excited for you to start using this first system in Notion for tracking your leads, and do start with the intro video to really make sure you get the full hang of it. All right, now let's have a Q&A. So I will be answering your questions about Notion and creating systems using it. Here you have the link where you can post your questions. So go to tainapereenniemi.com/QA1, and there you can submit your question and I'll make sure to answer it. So right now I have here a question: how can you use Notion with clients? Definitely, that is a brilliant way to use Notion. And usually the easiest way to do that is by inviting your clients as guests into your workspace, which you can do for free. And then you can decide if you just want to give them access to view some of the things, such as their client portal in Notion, or if you also want to give them access to edit something, such as a template where they will be giving you some information or working out a plan with you, submitting a survey or something. So, but definitely you can use Notion to collaborate with your clients, and that's one of the most popular use cases among the coaches and consultants I work with. How much does Notion cost? Well, there are few different plans available. You can start using it for free to have almost all of the features available. But then if you will be inviting some team members who are not guests and you want to make use of all the features with your team, then I will suggest you get one of the paid plans, and they start at only $8 per member. So it's really inexpensive compared to some of the competing tools out there. What is Premium Suite? Yes, when I was doing the demo, I showed you an example workspace, and that was called Premium Suite. To be exact, those are the base templates I use when I set up client workspaces. So it's an optimized system for managing a coaching or consulting business, and I use those as the starting point when building out client workspaces. Obviously, always customizing and personalizing. So I'm not in the business of selling templates, because I don't think that templates alone will solve any organization challenges. They need to be customized in a way that they actually work for your business. I'm using Asana. How to start using Notion? There is a built-in integration between Asana and Notion that makes it really easy to import projects and tasks you already have in Asana into Notion. So it is actually pretty easy to make that kind of switch, and similar integrations are available with other project management tools as well. How secure is Notion? Definitely security. I'm not a legal expert or anything like that, but still I can say that Notion is definitely paying a lot of attention to keeping their client data secure. If you go to notion.so/security, there you will find a detailed description on the different security measures they are taking. But they are SOC 2 compliant, GDPR compliant, and so on. So it is definitely a safe platform to work with. Can you automate Notion? Yes, there are different ways you can automate workflows in Notion. There are the buttons I showed you today, then you have the database automations, and if those are not enough, you can also connect Notion with a tool like Zapier or Make, that is a third-party integration and automation tool, and these can be really helpful in making your systems flow even in a more streamlined way through automation. So that sounds that is a brilliant way to automate things with Notion. But yeah, looking at the time, I think we now need to move on. There are still some questions I haven't answered. I will make sure to get back to any of the questions you've submitted via the email you gave on the form. So don't worry, I will give you an answer if you didn't get it already. But now let's look at what are the next steps to take from here. Okay, now let's talk about where to go from here. So if you want to really start making the best use of Notion in managing your business, what are the ways to keep expanding and growing your system? So there are three main ways you can go here. One is to do it yourself. So if you have the time to go deeper into the functionalities and features of Notion, maybe go through some courses, watch YouTube videos explaining how the details of the features work, you might be able to develop your skills in Notion to the level that you can create and build your system on your own. The great thing here is that then it will be exactly like you want if you know what you're doing. But the downside might be that it can really take tens and tens, even hundreds of hours to get your skills to the level that you're able to exactly create what you want. Then another way, kind of a shortcut, is to use some of the ready-made templates out there. So there are hundreds and hundreds of Notion creators in the world who are creating different kinds of pre-made templates for specific use cases. And these can be quite handy if you want to quickly get up and running with a specific thing, such as the lead tracker, the simple lead tracker I shared with you earlier. So that is a quick way. However, the downside is that none of these templates have ever really been designed with how you want to manage things, how your brain works, the specific needs of your team. So you will most likely run into some issues with things not working exactly like you would want to, and not having the capability of then making the necessary personalizations and customizations to make those templates a fit with your business. Another problem that you might run into is that often when I see client workspaces built by putting together templates from different creators, they don't really play together as a system because they're just these isolated things and nothing is connected, nothing is speaking with another part of the system. So that is not the way to make the most out of Notion. Finally, a third way to set up your Notion system is to hire a Notion consultant as an expert, like what we do in our company, to design and implement Notion done for you. And this is a brilliant shortcut if you have a little bit of budget to invest in getting your system right and you want to get it right the first time, not having to waste time on learning all of the things, trialing and erroring, trying out hundreds of different templates. So that can be the shortest way of getting great results in managing your business in one place. And let me now show you how it is that we work with our clients so you know what are the ways to work here with us. All right, so if you want to take a shortcut here, if you want to implement a system for your coaching or consulting business that works, but not have you yourself spend too much time on it, here's what our team can do. So we have this Premium Suite program that is proven and designed to turn a growing consulting or coaching business from chaos to organized by designing and implementing a personalized Notion system just for your needs, how your mind works, and then having a dedicated Notion Success Manager implement it all for you so that you don't have to waste all those hours learning the ins and outs of Notion yourself. Finally, this last point here is really important. So we're not the kind of consultants who just create something for you and throw it at you and wish you good luck. But we will stay there for a long time to make sure you get all the support you need in order to make your system really work, and also to help you make the adjustments so that when you start using your system and you notice that something is not exactly flowing as it should be, you can ask us to help and we will make the needed changes for you. Before I show this, let me quickly recap what it is actually that we will be building for you. So earlier, I showed you some things around these premium suite base templates that we use. So these are examples of some of the things we can set up for your management system. We would never set up all of this because that would be super overwhelming, but we would pick out the modules that make most sense and are most helpful for you, and then customize and personalize those based on your needs. And in practice, how the process goes, on week one, we will start with audit and roadmap. That means that you'll fill in a quick survey to map your current situation and needs, and then over a call together, we will choose what exact modules we will scope in for you so that you will get the most benefit out of your system. We'll also together define the detailed roadmap for us to work together. Then you and your team will get access to my Notion one-on-one crash course, which is designed to teach you the basics of Notion in just 60 minutes. Then during weeks 2 to 3, we will be setting up your Notion done for you. This is usually best done as a combination of a few quick life building workshops where we get your direct feedback and input to what we're building, and then some offline building on the more boring stuff where we don't need to hear your feedback. After we're done by end of week 3, we will record your handover training videos explaining all of how the personalized system works so that you can put your data in and get up and running with it. After handover, we will not leave you alone, but you will continue to have monthly 30-minute coaching calls with your dedicated Notion Success Manager to make sure you stay on track in using your system. And that's not all the support you get. You will also get unlimited support via email so that anytime you have a question, anytime you want to request some adjustment to your system, just shoot us an email and we'll get back to you. And the same person will be working with you throughout the program to make sure that you get the best results. Here are some of the examples of the modules we might set up for you, and also we can set up some fully custom modules if what you're looking for is not already here as a suggestion. And as I mentioned in the beginning, we are in fact the #1 5-star rated Notion certified consultancy. So we have a lot of very happy customers whose lives and businesses have been changed by the systems we've set up for them. So I really would love for you to be also part of this amazing crowd. So what I want to suggest to you here is a free evaluation call. So if you're wondering how a custom system built on Notion might be the right solution for your coaching business, is it something you want to do at this point, just no pressure, book a free evaluation call with me and let's figure it out together. I can help you evaluate if this makes sense for your business and what could be the outcomes that you could get out of working with us. There's the link. Do book the call and let's discuss. And thank you so much for everyone who participated today. It's been truly a pleasure hosting this workshop for you, and I really hope you got a lot of new insights and ideas out of it, and hopefully talk to you soon. Bye.